Overview of this presentation, it will cover how many departments are involved in the manufacturing industry. Departments I kept like ME, quality, SCM, PPC, and all the department which involve technically. So I did not keep the department like HR, legal and finance. And the second one is roles and responsibility of each departments. And third one is how the technical data flow from one department to another department, and how ME play a key role in manufacturing industry. And last one is what and all input is received by manufacturing industry. And frankly speaking with you, manufacturing industry is so vast field, it's require around 2 to 3 days to explain each and everything about it. But I try to cover maximum possible information which I can deliver within 25 to 30 minutes, and which can give you a better understanding about aerospace manufacturing industry. Input. So at present, most of the OEM companies outsource their product for manufacturing to various suppliers, or we can say to various manufacturing industry. And here I am talking about OEM companies and manufacturing industry. So what is the difference in both? So OEM means original equipment manufacturer. Companies like Boeing, Airbus, NAL, National Aerospace Laboratories. These companies comes under OEM, original equipment manufacturers. So these companies do the R&D, research and development, and then they produce the aircraft. But if you will see in supplier categories or manufacturing categories, companies like Tata, DTL, Dynamatics, and Spirit Aerospace or Tanesa. So these companies comes under manufacturing industries. These companies don't do any R&D type of work, just they manufacture the product as per the input given by OEM companies. So what and all input provided by OEM companies to the manufacturing industry to manufacture the aircraft. So the first input is PO, purchase order. So purchase order give the information about how many aircraft need to manufacture, what is the duration of delivery. Duration of delivery means when manufacturing industry uh, need to manufacture the particular aircraft and on which date we need to deliver it. And the third information what PO contain is cost per aircraft. What is the cost of the unit which manufacturing industry is going to manufacture. And the second document is SSOW. SSOW is a supplier statement of work. It gives the information about how an OEM companies require their aircraft from manufacturer. And the third one is TDP, EDP and PDP. So as I initially told, every manufacturing companies or every companies keep their document nomenclature as per their standards, but the content and intent of the document are same. So here also some of the companies call technical data package, some of the companies call engineering data package, and some of the companies call product data package, but the content and intent of the document are same. So we will see what and all document TDP contain. So TDP contain engineering drawing. So as everyone knows, engineering drawing is a graphical language which is required to communicate the technical data from one engineer to another engineer, or from one person to another person. And the second document what TDP contains is EBOM, PL and material schedule. So some of the companies call engineering bill of material, some of the companies call PL part list, and some of the companies call material schedule, but the content and intent of the document are same. So engineering bill of material contains the material which is required to build the engineering. And third one is engineering specifications. So to maintain the product quality, engineering defines some set of requirement, limitation and qualification. So those limitation, requirement and qualification are listed according to the engineering specifications. And these documents what we are seeing in this slide, these are the basic document which every OEM companies gives to the manufacturing industry to manufacture the aircraft. Other than these also many more documents are there, which completely depend on what type of project are available with the manufacturing industry and what type of work they are going to do. Slide. CD, CM and CCD. So as every companies keep their document nomenclature as per their standards, or document nomenclature varies from company to company. Similar to this, department names also get varies from company to company, but the roles and responsibility of the department are same. So here also some of the companies called configuration department, CD, and CM is configuration management, and some of the companies called CCD, configuration control department, but the roles and responsibility of the department are same. So configuration department ensure that the aircraft which is going to manufacture onto the shop floor, it should be as per the applicable engineering or applicable design. And configuration department is the first department who receive input directly from the customer, verifies those input whether these inputs is as per the aircraft which we are going to manufacture, and then release it to the all the cross functional department. Under cross functional departments comes like ME, manufacturing engineer, quality, tooling, IE, industrial engineering, PPC, production planning and control, SCM, supply chain management, estimation, and program management. These are the cross functional department. And as you can see here, uh, input goes to configuration department and configuration releases to the all cross functional department. And other than this, configuration department is responsible for change management also. Change management means if any engineering change comes from the customer side, so those changes should get implemented into the manufacturing document also. Manufacturing document like uh, assembly operation sheet, planning sheet, or condition of supply, tool orders. So we will see this manufacturing document in our coming slides. And one more thing about configuration department, in most of the companies configuration department activities are the part of manufacturing department activities. Next slide. So here also ME methods and planning. So some of the companies call ME manufacturing engineering department, some of the companies call methods department, and some of the companies call planning department, but the roles and responsibility of the department are same. So ME is responsible to translate the engineering drawing and technical information into the workable statement which can be understandable by a layman or the shop floor mechanic. And other than this, after the designing and until product get delivered to the customer, manufacturing engineer is responsible for each and everything onto the manufacturing industry. And the input which we have seen in slide number 3, on the basis of these input what we have seen in slide number 3, manufacturing engineer create these many documents. And other than this also many more documents are there which is not listed it here because here there is no space in this slide. So as build sequence, manufacturing engineer created all these documents whatever is listed out here, build sequence. And second document is MBOM. MBOM is manufacturing bill of material. Under manufacturing bill of material, hardware bill of material comes, consumable bill of material, procurement bill of material, pay, make and buy list, facility plan, and then assembly operation sheet, visual aid, condition of supply, hand and cutting tool, tool orders, and PST. PST means production support document. Under production support document, documents comes like SIUS, supplementary instruction operation sheet, ROS, rework operation sheet. So as we have very limited time, I'll be explaining some of these documents in my coming slides, which are the very necessary document or very important document of the manufacturing industry. So here I'll explain these two documents, SIUS and ROS, because these two documents are very important or very critical document of the shop floor. So first document is SIUS, Supplementary Instruction Operation Sheet. So in this, uh, once ME release planning sheet or manufacturing document to the quality, then quality release uh, to the PPC, production planning and control, and then PPC release it to the shop floor. And if shop floor mechanic or quality person identify any missing operation into the planning sheet, so they raise a concern, shop floor mechanic raise a concern to the ME department, and then ME uh, provide that missing operation to the shop floor in the form of SIUS, Supplementary Instruction Operation Sheet. And similar to this, we have ROS, Rework Operation Sheet. And if shop floor mechanic perform any operation which is not as per the manufacturing document or which is not meeting with the engineering requirement, so to uh, rectify these type of issue or this type of problems, manufacturing engineer provide a solution in the form of ROS, repair rework operation sheet. Slide. Basic manufacturing document. So as I told in the last slide, very important document of the manufacturing industries. So these four are the those documents: build sequence, some of the companies called build sequence, some of the companies called build plan. Here AOS, assembly operation sheet, COS, condition of supply, and tool orders. So these are the four basic documents which every manufacturing industry create, and on the basis of these four documents, ME and other departments create many more documents. So I'll be explaining all these documents one by one in detail. So first one is build sequence. So some of the companies call build sequence and some of the companies called build plan, but the content and intent of the document are same. So build sequence, it's a sequence of sub assembly, assembly and major assembly to build the product. What ME do in this, to prepare this document, ME break down the engineering assembly into various manufacturing assembly as physically possible to build the product. And here I have shown one example, and green color, sorry, this blue color one is the engineering assembly. When this engineering assembly come to the manufacturer, one XYZ Aero company, so here manufacturing engineer divide this one blue color engineering into red color 3 manufacturing assembly 1, manufacturing assembly 2, and manufacturing assembly 3. So like that, manufacturing engineer break down one engineering assembly into various manufacturing assembly to build the physical product. Next is, so some of the companies call assembly operation sheet, some of the companies call manufacturing instruction sheet, and some of the companies call PS, planning sheet, but the content and intent of the document are same. So assembly operation sheet, it's a sequence of operation to build and sub assembly, assembly or major assembly. And while ME prepared this operation sheet or these documents, he consider tool orders and condition of supply. I'll talk about these two documents in my coming slides. Here we will see how this document get flow down to various departments and what and all roles and responsibilities other departments have with respect to this document. So once here, as we can see this green color, here once the AOS get complete, it goes to quality department, and quality department is responsible to verify all the documents which is created by manufacturing engineering department or methods department or planning department. And other than this, quality is responsible to perform an inspection for physical aircraft component also onto the shop floor. And once quality verifies the manufacturing documents or assembly operation sheet, it goes to PPC and it goes to industrial engineering. First we will see, once it goes to PPC, what happened to these documents. So PPC is a production planning and control department. PPC is responsible to control and flow down manufacturing documents to the shop floor. And once quality release assembly operation sheet on manufacturing document to the industrial engineering, and industrial engineering is responsible to do the time study, how much manpower is required, how much man hour is required to build the assembly or sub assembly or major assembly. So here also some of the companies called condition of supply, some of the companies called perimeter hole pattern analysis sheet, and some of the companies called SSP, supplier specific plan, but the content and intent of the document are same. So condition of supply gives the information to detail part manufacturer how assembly may require the detail part onto assembly shop floor. And condition of supply contain following information. The first one is holes quantity, how many holes are required onto the detail part from detail part manufacturer, what should be the hole diameter, and third one is extra material, and fourth one is cutout information. These last two one is extra material and cutout information are mainly for skins, because skins are require extra lug or extra material to log onto the assembly jigs. And we will see how this condition of supply document flow down to the various department and what are the roles and responsibility each department have for this document. So once the condition of supply get complete, it goes to the quality do the verification of document with respect to engineering, and then once quality do the verification, it goes to the SCM. SCM is a supply chain management department. SCM are responsible to find out the supplier or to find out the manufacturer who are eligible to build the detail part or to manufacture the detail part. And once supply chain management department identify the supplier who are eligible to manufacture this part, manufacturing engineering team goes to the supplier and they do the technical validation of the supplier. And once technical validation are done, supplier are validated to manufacture the part, then supplier start manufacturing the detail part. Next slide. Tool order. So to build the product, ME require the tools and how the tool should be, or tool requirements will be written in the tool order. So basically ME create 4 types of tool order. The first one is design tool order, second one is fabrication tool order, third one is scanning tool order, and fourth one is refurbishment tool order. So I'll be explaining one by one about all these tool order. So design tool order. So basically ME create this design tool order for NPD programs. NPD means new product development. The product which is not into the market, first time it is going to manufacture. For first time manufacturing will be required the tools, and for the tools will be required the tool design, and for the tool design will be required the design tool order. So basically design tool order are for NPD programs, but some of the OEM companies or some of the customer request to the manufacturing industry to create design tool order for old product also. So in that case ME create design tool order for old product also. And second one is fabrication tool order. So once the design get ready, to manufacture the tool or to fabricate the tool, manufacturing engineer release fabrication tool order to the tooling department. And once tool manufactured or tool get fabricated, physical tools are required to do verification with respect to the engineering coordinate. So for that verification, engineering coordinate verification, ME releases scanning tool order to the tooling department. And fourth one is refurbishment tool order. So some of the OEM companies provide old physical tool to the manufacturing industry, and once the tool get moved from one location to another location, it requires recalibration. So for recalibration, a manufacturing engineer release refurbishment tool order to the tooling department. And to release a tool order, there are certain process which is followed by every manufacturing industry, because uh, tooling involve lot of cost, and it's a huge cost, and tooling are not a part of engineering, so that's why it's involved lot of process, and it is followed by every company. We will see how the tool order gets released from ME department to the tooling department, or from other department also. So once ME create design tool order, he does not give directly to the tool designing department. There are certain process. So once ME create the design tool order, he conducted TRB meeting. TRB means tooling review board meeting. In that meeting, all the stakeholders who are all going to use the tool, like ME manufacturing engineering department, who create the tool order, and then it goes then to quality department. Quality is do the verification of the tool. Then third one is production department, who is going to use the tool, and fourth one is tooling department, who is going to design the tool, and tool fabricator, who is going to fabricate the tool. So all the stakeholders who are all going to use the tool, they sit together, and manufacturing engineer describe the tool order to all the department, all the stakeholders, how he is going to use the tool, why he is going to use the tool, and how many parts are getting located by using this tool. And once TRB is done, manufacturing engineer hand over the tool to the tooling designing department. And once tooling designing department receive the tools, he start designing the tool. And once the design get complete, from 15% to 30%, tooling designer conduct a PDR meeting. PDR means preliminary design review. In that, once as I already told, once the design get ready from 15 to 30%, he conducted PDR meeting. In that, all the stakeholders who were present in the TRB meeting, again they sit together, and tooling designing, who and all are the designer of the tool, they conduct a PDR meeting, and they describe the design of the tool to all the stakeholders, how tools look like. And if every department are accepting the design, then it goes for further design. And once design are ready from 31 to 60%, again tooling designing department conduct a CDR meeting, critical design review meeting. In that CDR, again all the stakeholders who were present in TRB and PDR, they sit together, and again tooling designer describe the design of the tool to all the stakeholders. And once every departments are accepting the design, it goes for further design. And once the design get ready from 61 to 100%, they conduct, tooling designing department conduct FDR, final design review. And again all the stakeholders who were present in TRB, PDR and CDR, they sit together, and again tooling designer describe the design of the tool to all the stakeholders. And if everyone is accepting the design, tool design get complete. And once the tool design get complete, it goes to the tooling fabrication department. And once tool get fabricated, it require the verification with respect to the engineering coordinate. So for that, ME releases scanning tool order, and tooling department do the scanning by so many medias like laser tracker and other medias. And once the tooling scanning is run, tool are ready for part fit check. In part fit check, all the physical aircraft parts, engineering parts, loaded onto the engineering as per the design of the tool or as per the tool order. Next slide. So comparison. So the roles and responsibility which we have seen in slide number 5 for ME departments, those responsibilities are applicable only for large scale aerospace industry. And if you will see in small scale aerospace industry, ME are responsible for slide number 5 responsibility, and addition to that, ME are responsible for configuration department responsibility, industrial engineering responsibility, and SCM responsibilities. So on the basis of these many responsibilities, ME are the backbone of manufacturing industry.